Star Wars is no stranger to tiny worlds. In 1982, Kenner released the Star Wars Micro Collection. This was the first series of mini Star Wars toys. These consisted of mostly playsets. The figures were die-cast metal. The vehicles had a gimmick of falling apart with a push of a button, but they would then be restored.
I've waited a long time for this, Luke Skywalker. Ready, Darth Vader. Together we'll rule the galaxy.
Introducing Bespin World, new from Star Wars Micro Collection line. 16 die-cast figures and action poses included. It's 3 playsets in 1.
Here's Bespin Gantry. Darth Vader's dueling it out with Luke in Cloud City. Gee, all 4 of these figures fit in one hand. Yeah, they're really tiny. I'll connect Gantry to Bespin control room. Watch what happens to Luke. Wow, Luke and the Alliance are really done for this time. But there's lots more action in Bespin Freeze Chamber. 8 die-cast figures. Activate Bespin Freeze Chamber. He's frozen solid. I bet Boba Fett can't wait. Let a car go. But Lando's got the escape hatch. He'll save Sora. Boy, he better move fast. He will, but for now I'll snap in the freeze chamber. So it's the whole world of Bespin. Yeah!
Bespin World from Star Wars Micro Collection line. Playsets also sold separately, figures included. New from Kenner.
The next time Star Wars was tiny, it would be in 1997 by Galoob, under their famous Micro Machines brand. The line would consist of figures, vehicles, and playsets. The figures were made out of plastic this time around. The vehicles were not in any scale with the figures, and the playsets came in 4 different flavors: planets, ships, heads, and mini heads. The playsets were the jewel on the Star Wars mini crown. They were just like Mighty Max with great details and gimmicks.
It's blasting into your galaxy, the Micro Machines Millennium Falcon, with Star Wars adventures straight from the movie.
X-Wing down, bring it around!
You repair your fleet, check the engines, man the cockpit. With the Micro Machines Millennium Falcon, you're in command. Now, you can win this 24-karat solid gold Millennium Falcon worth over $4,000 and the Micro Machines solid gold Star Wars Millennium Falcon sweepstakes. You can win one of hundreds of other Micro Machines prizes, too. You can look for entry forms and rules wherever Micro Machines are sold. Many will enter, few will win.
Later, it would add toys for Star Wars Episode 1 in 1999.
Micro Machines.
You can put all the Star Wars action in your hands with Micro Machines. It's the battle for Naboo. Demolish the droids and smash the Trade Federation. Expand your adventure and blast out of the hangar bay. But beware the dark side. Then dare to face Darth Maul in the feed generator. Can Obi-Wan survive?
He'll maul him!
Want an entire world of Star Wars action?
Micro-size it. Micro Machines.
MTT, Naboo Hangar, and other playsets and figures each sold separately. You put it together.
Hasbro would acquire Galoob in 1998 and Micro Machines. They released more tiny Star Wars under Micro Machines for The Force Awakens in 2015. This series included figures, vehicles, and playsets.
New Star Wars Micro Machines. Machines so iconic, they're legendary. So many, they're micro. This fleet of fighters is coming out of the Star Wars universe, so you can unlock this Star Destroyer with turbo lasers, terrific troopers, and tiny TIE fighters to bank blast and boom! Then unlock the mighty Millennium Falcon to take the mini, but just as mighty, Millennium Falcon for a spin. You can discover authentic adventure with the Star Wars Micro Machines collection. Figures, vehicles, and playsets, each sold separately. Remember, if it doesn't say Star Wars Micro Machines, it's not the real thing.
I may have missed a set or two, but these are the most well-known. Star Wars has come back to the tiny galaxy with toys from Jazzwares.
just in from the Rebel Alliance.
New Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron.
Lots of iconic vehicles to collect.
New micro scale and authentic detailing.
Like the X-Wing Starfighter with incredible action features.
The Millennium Falcon with an opening cockpit, swivel quad cannons, and fully detailed interior. Blast off! It's loaded with lights, sounds, and action. Incoming Imperial TIE Fighter. Pew pew pew.
He's down. A galaxy of vehicles.
In the palm of your hand. Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron for Jazzwares. Each sold separately. Batteries not included.
Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron was released in 2022. This line consists of vehicles or ships with figures. There are different classes for these sets. The smallest vehicles are under Scout class. The medium vehicles are under the Light Armor class. And the larger vehicles are under the Starfighter class. There are common, rare, and chases. As of the recording of this video, there are 3 series released, with 2 more revealed. Series 4 is set to be released in December 2023. Most of the Star Wars series are included in these toys, so if you're a fan of the original trilogy, prequel trilogy, or sequel trilogy, you are represented. They also include stuff like The Mandalorian. I'm an original trilogy fan, so I picked up whatever was available at my closest Target and Walmart. The Scout class vehicles include things like speeder bikes. The Light Armor class vehicles include X-Wings and TIE Fighters. The Starfighter class vehicles include the Millennium Falcon, Millennium Falcon. The figures stand at about an inch. They also have arm and leg articulation, and in some cases accessories. The details on the figures are really good considering their size. Here's a comparison between a few thimble-sized figures. The vehicles are also highly detailed. The Rebellion vehicles have a weathering wash over them, and the Empire vehicles are clean. The Light Armor and Starship class sets have gimmicks and moving parts to them, from opening canopies to landing gear, and even a few compartments as well as gimmicks for each machine. The Snowspeeder has flaps on either side of the wings that can be controlled by the exhaust. And what's a Snowspeeder without the tow cable? Except that it's a bit too short. The TIE Fighter and Darth Vader's TIE Fighter have a button under the ship to lift the pilot from the seat, but it doesn't work very well. The X-Wing can open its wings, and it also has a button under the fuselage to lift R2 out of the ship. The Slave One, yes, that's the name of Boba Fett's ship, has a ramp and a door that opens. The side of the ship opens as well, so you can mess with the inside. This area has a door or something with weapons on it. This thing also has a peg hole for Boba Fett's rocket pack. The cockpit has seats for 3 figures, and the bottom of the cockpit is weighted. So when the ship is moved into flight position, the seats rotate to stay upright, much like the Kenner version. Finally, there's the Millennium Falcon. Excuse me, okay, I already made that joke. Millennium. It's also very much like the vintage Kenner Corellian ship. The cockpit can hold up to 4 figures. The back end of the ship opens up to reveal a play area. It includes a Dejaric board, along with other boxes and whatnots. There's even a smuggling compartment and ramp. The ramp on mine doesn't go down all the way. The gun turret can also be removed so that a figure can be placed inside. But only the top gun can spin along with the radar dish. The Millennium Falcon has lights and sounds. There are 2 buttons on the engines. One of them activates the blaster sounds. The other turns on the jets. The Falcon also makes maneuvering sounds when it's tilted, although it's a bit awkward. Overall, these are great miniatures. There is an AT-AT on its way for Series 5, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. And yes, I think it's AT-AT because you don't say ATST, you say AT-ST. The whole chase thing isn't all that fun, it never is. It's just really aggravating. I was able to get 2 chases by accident, but haven't seen any more. And stupid me opened up the X-Wing with Jedi Luke Skywalker. Afterwards, I realized that there was only 5,000 of these made. Whoops. At the end of the day, I would totally recommend these awesome little toys, and I know that I'll be collecting more from the original trilogy as they come out.